Hi, I'm Judy Norton, and I played Mary Ellen on the TV show The Waltons. The Waltons was about the support and love of family and friends through good times, bad times, celebrations, adversities, and we celebrated every milestone and holiday that you can imagine. In fact, the very first episode was a TV movie called The Homecoming, A Christmas Story. I literally grew up with my TV family, and the warmth and happiness of the holidays that we all had in that first episode has continued my entire life. These days, that love and support from family and friends is even more important. While we may not be able to celebrate this holiday season in person with family and friends, we can still share the joy of the season with the ones we love virtually. Whether we are separated by a few blocks or thousands of miles. After all, love isn't just expressed by touch or sight or sound. Love comes from the heart. That's what makes this holiday season so important. These are truly holidays from the heart. Happy holidays, everyone. Now enjoy the show.
Time of year, as the holidays draw near, and so I wish you love, through it all you've been here. There will be bells on that morning, I can hear the choir sing, they'll be singing happy holidays, they'll be singing from the heart. I can hear those sleigh bells ring, I can hear those sleigh bells ring. What a joy that sound can bring, oh, what joy that sound can bring. Light the candles, watch them glow, light the candles, watch them glow. Underneath the mistletoe, there will be bells on that morning. I can hear the choir sing. They'll be singing happy holidays. They'll be singing from the heart. They'll be singing for our children. They'll be singing for you and me. They'll be singing happy holidays. On that morning we'll be free. Look around, the lights shining through for you and me. Look around, lights shining through for you and there will be bells on that morning. I can hear the choir sing. They'll be singing happy holidays. They'll be singing from the heart. They'll be singing for joy. They'll be singing for love and peace. They'll be singing happy holidays. They'll be singing from the heart. They'll be singing happy holidays. They'll be singing from the heart.
Wow, wasn't that song incredible? Thank you, FrontLine Choir and Friends, for getting this show off to a joyous start. Hello, I'm Devin Elau, and I'm an actor and singer based right here in New York City. You may have seen me on Broadway as Tui in the revival of Miss Saigon, or fighting on the barricade in Les Miserables, or, no, you know what? You probably saw me traipsing down 9th Avenue in Hell's Kitchen with my headphones pulled down tight, blasting music, and singing rather loudly to myself, and to no one else in particular. Anyway, hello there, and welcome. BraveHearts for Broadway was conceived by Michael Merritt, a registered nurse, while he was working in a COVID-19 unit in an emergency department in New York City. When it was announced that Broadway and all theaters would remain dark for the foreseeable future, Michael came upon an idea to unite frontline workers and theater professionals from around the world to form the FrontLine Choir and Friends. Michael said, "Healthcare professionals help mend broken bodies, while our theater brothers and sisters help heal our spirits. Now, more than ever, it's become apparent that we need each other." Inspired by the music that helped keep up their hope while working during the most stressful times, the Frontline Choir and Friends sing to help support the Actors Fund. The Actors Fund has helped everyone working in entertainment for more than 130 years. I must say that again, for more than 130 years. In this time of uncertainty, the fund continues to serve everyone in film, theater, television, music, opera, radio, and dance. This holiday season, as we celebrate together, while safely apart, remember that the fund remains here for actors, writers, directors, musicians, dancers, crew members, stage managers, and so many more in our entertainment community and family. It provides affordable housing, healthcare and insurance counseling, senior care, secondary career development, and more, all to promote stability and resiliency and serve as a safety net to those in need. The fund also continues to offer emergency financial assistance to those of us in the entertainment community who are in crisis due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Please, at any time throughout the show and afterwards, go to actorsfund.org to donate. If you are able to, please give what you can. Every little bit greatly helps our industry and shows the Frontline Choir and Friends how deeply we appreciate them for performing for us tonight.
Nursing is what I do. So when I tell people how bad it was, and it was pretty bad. And what healed me was listening to music, of course, theater music. And when I would wake up in the middle of the night, I would have these like cold, hot flashes, feeling like I had a fever. So of course, you panic, you take your temperature, and then you can't get back to sleep because then when you close your eyes, all I heard was the monitor alarms and the ventilator alarms and the IV pump alarms. So what I did was I had to put music in, and so theater healed me. And when I had the idea was because I know healthcare heals the body, theater heals the collective soul, our collective souls. So why not try to merge the two together and to get each other on board to help each other? We knew theater workers were helping us with giving us food and giving us masks. And so my thought was, okay, how can I give back to theater? The Frontline Choir and Friends.
Oh my God, I love the Actors Fund.
Now, the first thing you have to know is that it's not just for actors.
Say it with me. It's not just for actors.
It's not just for actors.
Hi. I don't know if you're aware of this, but working in the entertainment field can be, well,
Rough. Wonderful, but really hard.
ridiculous. I mean, I love it, but everything about it is appealing.
Let's call it challenging.
It's sometimes a long time between jobs.
A long time.
And if there's no work, there's no money.
And no insurance.
Not good.
There's emergency financial assistance, there's the Career Center,
The Dancers Resource, a comprehensive HIV/AIDS initiative and affordable housing.
The Phyllis Newman Women's Health Initiative, senior services, and addiction and recovery services.
They do all of this.
and they do it really well.
They understand how bananas this business is.
Their programs are designed with entertainment professionals in mind.
They get it.
They are our safe place.
Our safety net.
And they are completely essential to our community.
And not just for actors.
The Actors Fund.
For everyone.
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 Everyone in entertainment.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And there are so many ways to celebrate. For some, it represents the birth of Jesus Christ and brings a message of peace on earth. It also comes on the heels of the winter solstice, a time when, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, our days start to get longer again and the promise of spring hangs in the air. But it has also gone beyond religious sentiment to reach billions of people all over the world. At its core, Christmas celebrates family, togetherness, generosity, and the end of another year. Part of the fun of Christmas is the way cultures around the globe have personalized the holidays in both traditional and some less conventional ways. Las Posadas in Mexico, Little Christmas Eve in Denmark and Norway, La Benafa da Christmas Witch in Italy, Santa Claus and his merry little elves, Hallmark Christmas movies, Dominic the Italian Christmas donkey, Christmas lights adorning cities and neighborhoods in many countries, and the tradition of presents and gift giving all around the world. For my family, though, Christmas is all about the food. As a first-generation Filipino-American born to two immigrants in a big family, when I think of Christmas, I think of lots of relatives getting together, yelling, screaming, singing, laughing, and reaching over one another to try that dish or that dish, sharing everything. But the one dish that everyone looks forward to on Christmas? Lumpiang Shanghai. And my mom's is the best. One Christmas Eve, we got home from Mass, and I said to my mom, "Mom, you look tired. What's wrong?" And she said, "Oh, nothing. It's just that I probably won't get any sleep because I have to roll all the lumpia by myself tonight." And I said, "I'll help you." So we went into the dining room, and she taught me how to cut and dice the carrots, the water chestnuts, the bawang at sibuyas, and then mix it with shrimp and ground pork, and then add a little bit of... No, you know what? That's your secret recipe. I'm not going to tell you that. Suffice it to say, this is the laman, the filling she taught me. Then she taught me to take a wrapper, a bit of laman, not too much, Devin. That's what she said. Fold the corners in, roll it up real tight, like a little cigarrillo. That's what my grandma would say. Bind it with some cornstarch, and there you have it. Lumpiang Shanghai, a little Filipino egg roll. The next day, on Christmas Day, my family, myself, my brother, my dad, my titos and titas, all my cousins, we would pop 5, 10, 15 of these into our mouths in one sitting. They were just so good and so addictive. But that night from my mom, I learned just how much effort, how much care, how much attention, and most importantly, how much love goes into a single egg roll. It's a lot of love. Christmas has always been a time of celebration. So, join us as we celebrate a birthday, a time of magic and wonder, a time of laughter, stories, love, and food, and the hope of people from all around the globe. I have so many egg rolls to roll. Go, 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 watch and enjoy. I'll catch up with you later.
Angels we have heard on high.
Hello, I'm Deborah Trinelli, and I have been very fortunate to have a wonderful long career as an actor and a singer. I know firsthand the amazing work that the Actors Fund does, and I just personally want to thank all of the BraveHearts for their care, their service, and giving of their time and amazing talents to this evening and to our community. So, one of my most cherished family traditions is the reading of The Night Before Christmas on Christmas Eve. This is the actual copy, thanks Mom for the loan, of the book that my father used to read to us. We would all get in our pajamas and sit on the couch, and right before we climbed into bed, my dad would read to us. He continued that tradition with his two beautiful granddaughters, and after his passing, my brother continued with his daughters, and now we have the exciting news of continuing the tradition to another generation with the arrival of my great-nephew Jackson. So, in loving memory and honor of my father, The Night Before Christmas. A Visit from St. Nicholas by Clement Clark Moore. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment he must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
From my home to yours, happy holidays, and have a very, very Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Everyone tonight has come together to celebrate the holidays and to support our performing arts community. Remember, you can help support the Actors Fund at actorsfund.org/BraveHearts at any point during or after the show and pay that Christmas spirit forward. Speaking of paying that Christmas spirit forward, let's give this a taste test. It's so good. You know, we may not be able to get together for Christmas, but this makes it feel like Mom, Dad, my brother, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my grandma, that we're all together again. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Tennessee mountain home, life is as peaceful as a baby sleigh.
Hey there folks, I'm Brooke.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we met about 12 years ago performing in a show at Dolly Parton's theme park, Dollywood.
Just like the rest of the entertainment industry, Dollywood is shut down right now, and most of us have lost our income.
And we are so grateful that the Actors Fund is there to help literally everyone in our business who's struggling right now.
So please give to the Actors Fund. Anything you can give helps the entertainment industry.
And our growing family.
It feels like this is such a great cause. It makes you just feel overjoyed and overwhelmed and just, you know, if you really love Broadway, so.
I think it's so incredibly lovely that healthcare workers would feel the need to want to give back to us when it's we who owe so much to them. And not just them, obviously, first responders of all kinds and frontline workers.
Theater for me is like a magical place. I go there, I see people around me, I just sit and relax and I just enjoy.
Not having it is very sad. It's just so part of New York culture.
As if frontline workers haven't done enough for us already, they go and form a choir, and they sound beautiful. Their singing not only fills our hearts, but it is also in support of an organization that means so much to all of us in the performing arts community, the Actors Fund, which provides critical assistance to those in need in our industry.
Our essential workers, thank you for being on the front line. I don't know how you have done this. This is a lift extraordinaire. I thank you, and we would be nowhere without you all. And that is just so, for us to give anything back. And a concert for us, you kidding? Oh yeah, we're all in.
Hi, I'm Judy Kuhn. I'm an actress and singer, and the arts have always been a central part of my life. I have had the great fortune in my career of performing on Broadway, off Broadway and on stages and in concert halls all over the world. Of course, these last many months, there hasn't been much performing on stages anywhere, and we in the arts have had to adapt, just like we're all adapting, and this holiday season is no different. We're all trying to find other ways of celebrating than the ways we're used to. Right now, we're in the midst of Hanukkah, the Jewish festival of light. When my daughter was growing up, we used to celebrate by having friends over, a lot of friends in the theater, and we would write a Hanukkah play to tell the story of Hanukkah to the kids. And as they grew up, they participated in the writing and the performing of those plays. It was a wonderful way of bringing the arts into this holiday that we love and the story we love to tell. Hanukkah is the celebration of the rededication of the Temple of Jerusalem in the 2nd century BC. It's also the celebration of a miracle, because when the menorah, the candelabra, was lit, there was only enough oil in it for one night, and miraculously it burned for 8 nights, which was just enough time to acquire more oil for the menorah. The story of Hanukkah feels particularly relevant at this moment as we face the seemingly endless challenges of this pandemic. The artistic community has continued to find ways to create art and to lift our spirits remotely, virtually, and our frontline workers have pushed themselves to the limit and beyond to care for our communities. This has gone on far longer than any of us could have anticipated, and we have found that we can embody the Hanukkah spirit by persevering and giving thanks for small miracles. To all of you this holiday season, I wish you well. Stay strong, stay safe, and keep those lights burning. And now, the FrontLine Choir and Friends.
When you think you've given all you have, when you think you've done everything you can, when you climb but can't see the top and the signs are all saying stop, when you're down to your last drop, when your hope is almost gone, keep burning on.
Then you look up into the sky, and you don't know how, but you know why. The well you thought was dry is full, and another dawn has come. It keeps burning on. There were miracles, miracles, don't forget. Miracles, they
By the Light of the Candles by Christina Hurtado Pearson. By the light of the candles, a family prepared their Hanukkah meal. On the kitchen counter was a bottle of oil that Bubby had brought back specially from Israel. On the first night, they poured some of the oil into the skillet. They fried up some latkes, and they were delicious. There was still oil left. On the second night, they fried sufganiyot. They were also delicious. And there was still oil left. On the third night, they fried blintzes. Everyone agreed this was genius. And there was still oil left. On the fourth night, they fried beets. A bit of a misfire, but there was still oil left. On the fifth night, they fried knishes. Yum! There was still oil left. On the sixth night, they deep-fried gelt. It made spinning the dreidel even more fun. And there was still oil left. On the seventh night, they fried dill pickles, matzo balls, rugelach, and noodle kugelballs. That night, they had a stomachache. And yet, somehow, there was still oil left. The last night was the eighth night. The family ate a hearty salad topped with a dressing seasoned by fried garlic and felt much better. The bottle was finally empty, but their hearts and bellies were full. They snuggled together and spun the dreidel, bathed in the glow of the menorah.
Hey everybody, my name is Ben, and like a lot of people in the entertainment business, I work multiple gigs to make ends meet. Singer-songwriter, promoter, and host of fun events like karaoke and drag queen bingo. Everybody from the sound and light tech to your host to the fabulous talent, we all work hard to entertain you and show you some love. Will you show us a little bit of love by giving a donation to the Actors Fund? And every little bit counts in helping us make sure that the show will go on.
Welcome back. We're so happy that everybody's coming back for the holiday show.
This time around, we're doing some things different. You notice the videos are a little bit different. We have conductor videos now.
Dig in the sweater.
Yes. I'm trying to create a vibe for you guys.
The vibe really worked, I gotta be honest.
Yes,
it's super helpful.
Makes you smile along, so we'll all be smiling while we're singing.
We also have a little bit of choreo happening.
I am not a choreo girl. I get very awkward.
What's happening here? Oh God, it's part 3.
Just get funky. We want to see your humanity and like your human side and you having fun.
It really is supposed to be a good time. And so just, have fun with it when you do it, because that's really what's going to, bring it to life.
Hello, I'm Isabella Cascarano. My life has seen me move from Venezuela, travel to Spain, to Italy, and eventually I moved to the United States. My career as an actor has seen me work in film, television, theater, and voiceover. I do believe in the power of the arts to help us in times of need and healing. I have a special connection with the old people. I help them every time I can. This is the time that you get inspired and you can help anyone however you can. Despite the difficulties this year has challenged us with, the silver lining has been the discovery of our resilience as humans and our ability to find new ways to connect. While we are still apart and not be able to be physically near each other, we had the opportunity to find new friends, to connect through technology and experiencing and celebrating things together like this show. We had the opportunity to travel many different countries and had meaningful conversations with people on the other side of the world. While we are still sitting in our homes, I do believe from my heart that we are still those human beings that can tell stories of our lives. I remember in Christmas, my mom used to make 13 delicious dishes, put it all around the table. And I enjoy so much eating her food and remember my family together. It will be always in my heart. Quiero desearles una feliz Navidad y un próspero año nuevo, lleno de salud y esperanza. Recuerda, aunque caigas, debes levantarte, porque unidos podemos seguir adelante. Buon Natale e Forza Italia! Voglio augurare una buona salute a tutti. E se vuoi trovare l'amore, devi fare il bene. Thank you so much to supporting the Actors Fund. And thank you for joining us tonight. Remember, while we are still apart, we are all in this together.
Brazos de María, pastores velan ángeles, le cantan melodías.
Porque en humilde establo así el niño es hoy nacido, por todo injusto pecado su amor ha florecido. Él es el Cristo, el Rey, pastores ángeles cantan, venid, venid a él, al Hijo de María.
but I thought you were someone to rely on. Me, I guess I was a shoulder to cry on. Face of a lover with a fire in her heart. A girl undercover, but you tore apart. Maybe this year, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
My favorite holiday food is pecan pie. But honestly, if you put anything in a pie, I'll probably just eat it.
Stuffed artichokes, homemade. My favorite dish, macaroni and cheese.
We had Christmas cookies and candy and soda.
A dish called sourpatel. So it's made with beef and pork, and it can be a little spicy, being Goan.
This is the latke platter that we put all the latkes in with sour cream.
I especially like the soup that my mom made.
Christmas cookies, tons and tons of Christmas cookies.
My mum's slices that she makes at Christmas.
My favorite holiday tradition. My family, we make a big batch of mulled wine and we just get together and watch Christmas movies.
Going to midnight mass with my family.
We used to get at my grandmother's house and make the stuffing the night before. Now since she's passed, we come to my mother's and do it, and I love that we keep that tradition going.
Eating Hanukkah gelt, which is delicious.
We used to go every Christmas to a different church, and then there was breakfast after Mass.
One of my favorite holiday memories was going to Radio City Music Hall with my family to see the Rockettes and the Christmas show.
One year, Mom threw out her back, and we ended up putting a bed in the kitchen while she told us how to cook everything. Because she was so injured. Waking up early in the morning to unwrap my gifts, and I tell you, I was in Barbie heaven.
We went to visit all of our friends and family.
Last year when I was actually in Boston for the tree lighting ceremony, coming from a hot country, I absolutely love snow and I love Christmas decorations, and being somewhere cold like Boston really makes it feel Christmassy.
But man, it was magical.
Have a wonderful 2021, everybody, and let's say goodbye to this year.
I'm sending you joy, I'm sending you love, I'm sending you peace from up above. I'm wishing you happiness that lasts your whole life through. I'm hoping your faith will carry your heart, and even if we are apart, these holidays my thoughts are thinking of you.
I know that it's not easy in these uncertain times.
Things won't be the same as in the past.
But I just wanted to tell you, you're always on my mind, and let you know that this soon to best. I'm sending you joy, I'm sending you love, I'm sending you peace from up above. I'm wishing you happiness that lasts your whole life through. I'm hoping your faith will carry your heart, and even if we are apart, these holidays my thoughts are thinking of you. The holidays are special, we love to celebrate, even though this time has been a test.
Hoping that I see you with a smile upon your face.
'Cause this year's a little different from the rest. I'm sending you joy, I'm sending you love, I'm sending you peace from up above. I'm wishing you happiness that lasts your whole life through. I'm hoping your faith will carry your heart, and even if we are apart, these holidays my thoughts are thinking of you. I'm sending you joy, I'm sending you love, I'm sending you peace from up above. I'm wishing you happiness that lasts your whole life through. I'm hoping your faith will carry your heart, and even if we are apart, these holidays my thoughts are thinking of you. These holidays my thoughts are thinking of you. These holidays my thoughts are thinking of you.
Being able to find the joy in the saddest of times is really the gift that those people in our industry are offering. And the frontline workers in the choir, you're bringing this joyous happiness through song and through music and dance that is elevating everyone's spirits at a time when it matters so much. And the fact that it's coming from those of you who are really doing double duty. You're doing the hard work every day. I mean, you are the everyday hero. And yet there's time that you've found within your hearts and souls to bring joy. I just think it's amazing. There aren't that many people that have been willing to do that in a way that means so much to so many. And I just want to thank you on behalf of myself, my family, and all of those people that you have touched. It's really quite amazing.
Hi, I'm Lo, a music producer, artist, and songwriter, and I have one simple question for you. Can you imagine a world without entertainment? If your answer is no, then please consider donating to the Actors Fund today. It helps industry professionals across the entertainment industry stay afloat during uncertain times like these. And the truth is, we could really use your help now more than ever. So donate now, and remember, every little bit helps.
Habarigani. Habarigani is a Swahili phrase that means, what's news? In a world full of not so great news, the answer to that question is Njema, or good news. The good news is that the Actors Fund is continuing service to an entertainment industry and community in crisis due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Hello, my name is Yvette Heiliger. Heri Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa. I received my equity card in 1980. Not long after, I learned about the Actors Fund, whose mission is to foster stability and resiliency, and to provide a safety net for performing arts and entertainment professionals over their lifespan and regardless of union status. When I was starting out in the industry, and even to this day, I've had to look for survival work to help make ends meet while auditioning and looking for work as an actor, a playwright, and a producing artist. Through the Actors Work Program, now called the Career Center, I learned how to identify meaningful work that complements my life and my passions. I received postings through job search and learned how to improve my resume and sharpen my interview skills. I participated in arts education and in financial wellness workshops. Most recently, I've also taken advantage of their mental health services. A service like the inaugural Healing with the Actors Fund Black Identified Support Group, or BIPOC Healing Group. In the wake of the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and the resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement, we not only discussed our experiences as Black artists in a predominantly white American theater space, but we also talked about self-care. For me, celebrating Kwanzaa this year will have a special significance brought about because of my heightened awareness of the need for self-care during these troubling times. Kwanzaa was created by Dr. Maulana Karenga, an ethical philosopher and an activist scholar of national and international recognition. He is the executive director of the African American Cultural Center and the professor and chair of the Department of Africana Studies at California State University, Long Beach. He is the author of many scholarly essays and books, including Kwanzaa, A Celebration of Family, Community, and Culture. Kwanzaa is modeled after the first fruits celebrations in ancient Africa, most notably Southern Africa, which last for 7 days. The name of this celebration comes from a phrase in Swahili, Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means first fruits. Kwanzaa is a non-heroic, non-political holiday, and unlike Christmas and Hanukkah, it is non-religious. However, it is a spiritual holiday in that it comes from ancient African ethical teachings. The principles of Kwanzaa can be practiced year-round, and to me, exemplify what it means to practice self-care for African Americans like we discussed in our BIPOC healing group. The Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles of Kwanzaa are umoja, unity, to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. Kujichagulia, self-determination, to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. Ujima, collective work and responsibility, to build and maintain our community together, and to make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems, and to solve them together. Ujamaa, cooperative economics, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. Nia, purpose, to make our collective vocation the building and development of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Kuumba, creativity, and we'll be hearing more about this later. To do always as much as we can, in the way that we can, in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than when we inherited it. And finally, Imani, faith, to believe with all of our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. This year marks the 55th anniversary of the Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles. Because of the growth and popularity of Kwanzaa, the Nguzo Saba is now implemented by organizations and institutions in the United States and all over the world. This is because of the values it teaches and the cultural grounding that it gives. Our family celebrates both Christmas and Kwanzaa, but Kwanzaa has taken on a more significance for us in recent years because of the Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles. These 7 principles guide us in how to live a moral and ethical life year-round. I have to let you in on a little secret. I did not discover Kwanzaa until I was an adult with my own children. What led me to its discovery was that, well, I wanted to create a holiday myself. A holiday that would help my children celebrate being Black in a country that did not celebrate them. My search took me to Los Angeles to visit the African American Cultural Center. When I arrived, one of their weekly soul sessions was just beginning. I looked around at the attendees who were dressed in African print and attire, clapping and singing their opening anthem, Keep On by D-Train. It's a popular song from the 60s. I was wholly unprepared for the infectious joy of the people. The love in the room was overwhelming and palpable. After a few announcements, Dr. Maulana Karenga was introduced. In his introduction, I learned that he was the creator of Kwanzaa, the Nguzo Saba, and the Kuwaita philosophy out of which the 7 principles were created. Kwanzaa celebrates family, community, and culture. I remember thinking, oh my God, Dr. Karenga has already created a holiday that my children can celebrate and that celebrates my children. This was a holiday that I could get behind. After the soul session, I had the honor of meeting Dr. Karenga and his wife, Aiello. With a heart full of gratitude, I left the African American Cultural Center with my very first Kwanzaa kit. In the kit was the 7 symbols of Kwanzaa: Mazao, the crops; Mekeka, the mat; Kinara, the candle holder; Kikombe cha Umoja, the unity cup; Zawadi, the gifts, which are handmade; Muhindi, the corn. The corn represents the children in the home, in the community, and around the world. And finally, there are the Mashuma Saba, the 7 candles, which represent the 7 principles, of course. One by one, these candles are lit on the 7 nights of Kwanzaa. The 3 candles on the left are red, representing the struggle. The 3 candles on the right are green, representing the land and the hope for the future. The center candle is black, representing the people of African descent wherever they live in the world. Now, as you heard, Kuumba means creativity and falls on December 31st. On this day, we celebrate with feasts, with music, with dancing and poetry and narratives. So let's practice now by lighting the candle for this principle. We'll pretend it's December 31st. Okay, we begin by asking, Habaragani, what's news? The person lighting the candle, usually a child, says the principle for the day, Kuumba, creativity, and then lights the candle. Oftentimes, the person lighting the candle will say something personal about that principle, what it means for them. So let's try that, okay? You ask me, Habaragani, what's the news? Okay, ready? Kuumba, creativity. Kuumba is such an important principle for me. To me, it means to leave the world a little more just and a little more beautiful than the way I found it. Now, in the spirit of Kuumba, our Holidays from the Heart virtual holiday celebration continues with a song and a story inspired by Kuumba.
The Antchesters, a Kwanzaa-inspired folktale by Aiello. The Nguzo Saba are the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, but they are only a part of a huge inheritance gifted to us by African griots over many generations. Some say it all began with Wisdomicus. Don't tell me you squares never heard of Wisdomicus. He was the absolute coolest griot of all the griots and grioettes, you dig? You do? Well, keep the shovels handy, cause it's gonna get deep. Wisdomicus reigned on Mount Shooby-Doobias. And Wizzy was wise, just like the chip.
The potato chip?
Food for thought, isn't it? And the secret of his omniscient wisenicity was his chesters. What's a chester? Let me break it on down for you. Wisdomicus had 3 Antchesters: Chester Drawers, Chester Minute, and Chester a little bit more. They were the original fly girls, to be exact. Right on. And these 3 fly girls were the ones who built Mount. See, one day Aunt Chester Drawers was going through her Bureau of Investigation while Chester Minute was crocheting that cloud she'd started, when Chester Little Bit Mo stopped screwing the bulbs into her lightning bugs and said,
You know, between the 3 of us, We possess all the wisdom of the universe. You might be right there a little bit,
replied Minute. Little Bit went on.
We should get ourselves a website. Just a minute,
said Chester Minute.
We haven't invented the internet yet.
You're right, Minute,
said Aunt Chester Drawers.
For now, let's put all our collective intelligence in drawers, in chests of drawers.
Well, they got started right away. They filled up one chest, and then another, and another. Man, when they were through, they had stacked up a big old mountain of wisenicity. It was the talk of the heavens. Folks would ask, is that mountain as big as people say? And the reply was always, shoo, do be, it do be. And that's how it got its name, Mount. But just a little bit more had a little bit more on her mind.
You mean to say people will have to climb this mountain to get the wisenicity they're seeking?
No,
baby,
said the other two aunties.
We're going to hand it down to them.
And that's what they did. They handed wisdom down to Wisdomicus and to all the great griots and grioettes. So, when Kwanzaa comes around and you want 7 good ways to live your life, when you want Nguzu Saba, all you've got to do is call on the Aunt Chesters. Call on the Aunt Chesters. Call the ancestors. Wait, I think I hear them now.
Good ways to live your life. 7 good ways. 7 good ways to live your life. 7 good ways. Umoja will love you, no. 1 down and 6 to go. 7 good ways to live your life. 7 good ways. 7 good ways to live your life. 7 good ways.
Kujachakalia means say your name, have self-esteem.
Umoja won't love you, no. 2 down and 5 to go. 7 good ways to live your life. 7 good ways. Ujima, be responsible. Work together so we grow.
Kujachakalia means say your name, have self-esteem.
Umoja won't love you, no. 3 down and 4 to go. 7 good ways to live your life. 7 good ways.
Ujama made you buy all your munchies at the corner store.
Ujima, be responsible. Work together so we grow.
Kujachakalia means say your name, have self-esteem.
Umoja won't love you, no. 4 down and 3 to go. 7 good ways to live your life. 7 good ways. 7 good ways to live your life. 7 good ways. Nia is the purpose that each one of us is born to reach.
Ujama made you buy all your munchies at the corner store.
Ujima, be responsible. Work together so we grow.
Kujachakalia means say your name, have self-esteem.
Umoja will love you, no. 5 down and 2 to go. 7 good ways to live your life. 7 good ways. Creativity, imagine it and it will be. Nia is a purpose that each one of us is born to reach.
Ujama made you buy all your munchies at the corner store.
Ujima, be responsible. Work together so we grow.
Kujachakalia means say your name, have self-esteem.
Umoja won't love you, no. 6 down and 1 to go. 7 good ways to live your life. 7 good ways. Imani in all you do. Keep the faith and see it through. Creativity, imagine it and it will be.
responsible. Work together so we grow.
Could you chocolate me? Say your name, have self-esteem.
More job and love, you know. 7 down, no more to go.
7 good ways to live your life. 7 good ways. 7 good ways to live your life. 7 good ways.
His journey had only just begun. The end. Hi, I'm Isaac, and I'm a voice actor. You know, in the entertainment industry, we often live from paycheck to paycheck, and in an especially overwhelming pandemic like this one, many of us aren't sure how we're going to pay rent or even buy groceries. But by you donating to the Actors Fund, you can help keep the magic of Hollywood alive and well. And that's a guarantee.
More information is accessible to these kids, more than I think small little brains and hearts can handle at a certain age. And I feel like that makes the arts more imperative than ever for them to be able to express themselves, find community, have a reason to get out of bed and go to school every day.
I get stressed out really easily with a lot of like my workload at school. But when you're just dancing without having to worry about everything else going on in your life, that's something that I love, especially with like performing, like acting as well. Like you're not yourself, you're in someone else, so you don't have to worry about your personal problems. You can not worry about someone else's problems, but who you're, I guess, being in that moment. And so that's something I love.
I won't bore you with statistics about the lives that it's saved and the futures that it has secured, just by virtue of the character building traits and the skill set necessary, the discipline that's required, to be involved in the performing arts.
Training a skill and feeling confident in that has helped me feel confident in myself. So I think in that way, that's one way for sure that performing has changed my life, honestly. I feel like I can transform almost a little bit. I just feel like there's some other side of me that I can channel when I'm on stage, and I just don't think I feel that doing anything else or being anywhere else. So I think that's what always draws me back to dance.
We did have a very rich performing arts department, and these kids deserve the same thing. And I don't think that it should be, I've said this a million times, I don't think that it should be a privilege. I think it should be a right, the same way that, they go to school and have to do math and science and, history. I think that the arts should be the same option for them.
And so in the future, I definitely want to be performing on Broadway, also just performing in general, acting in shows, but mainly Broadway because that's something I'm really interested in.
I always want to be performing somehow because I think that's just what, I just can't picture my life without some type of art or theater, anything like that.
Hi, I'm Michael Merritt, founder of BraveHearts for Broadway and producer of Holidays from the Heart. If you had asked anyone at the beginning of this year where we would be in December, no one could have imagined the year that has passed. What a time it has been for everyone. We've been through difficult times before, and no doubt we'll go through difficult times again. But just as our dear friend Chita Rivera reminded us during our previous show, we will get through this, she said. It won't be easy. It hasn't been easy, but we will endure. For me, what gives me strength is the ability to be able to make a difference in someone's life, even if it's just for a brief moment. And in healthcare, that's what we get to do. That's what we have an opportunity to do, is to help people and to be a light in someone else's darkness. And it's not just about taking care of their body, it's also taking care of their soul, nurturing their soul. And to be able to do that, we have to be able to shine a light into their darkness. And we have to be able to help them. And that desire alone is what helped me get up every single day after day after day to take care of really, really sick COVID patients. and I continue to do it because, well, I'm a nurse. That's what we do. And that's what theater and healthcare have in common. We both persevere, no matter the odds, and we shine a light when the world seems so dark. Together, just as we light our holiday candles, we will continue to shine the light of hope on our future and look towards the new year. So, keep those around you safe, and if you can't hold and hug them this year, raise a glass, blow a kiss, keep the lights shining on. And remember, we will all meet up next year on that stage again, to be together, to laugh, and to sing a round or two, or three, maybe four.
Well, you turn and you blink, there it goes. 1 year slips by as quick as the last. Come tomorrow morning, it's a chapter in our past.
But the bed's in key, the drinks are free, the eggnog's good and strong.
As we make the leap from old to new, please take these words along.
Here's hoping that the next year is fabulous, laden with sweet things, wonder and full of bliss, and that secret wish you don't even speak becomes true. You know the one, an old good friend you thought you lost forever, finds their way back to you. And we'll all meet up next year to sing around too.
And the list of the things that you swore you'd do got tossed a couple months in. But come tomorrow morning, we start brand new again.
May your success come quickly, may your failures softly felt.
Any big mistakes you learn from be made by someone else. Here's hoping that the next year is fabulous, laden with sweet things of wonder and full of bliss, and that secret wish you don't even speak becomes true. You know the one, an old good friend you thought you lost forever, finds her way back to you. And we'll all meet up next year to sing around too.
And in the days of hence, I hope you swing for the fence, and outrageous fortune knows your name. Oh,
And in the months to come, I hope you strike out some, 'cause that means you're still in the game.
You still got it. Here's hoping that the next year is fabulous. Come next ball drop, you got someone to kiss, and that secret wish you don't even speak becomes true. You know the one, and some bold move you thought you lost forever comes shining through. And we'll all meet up next year. I pray we'll all meet up next year. Let's all meet up next year to sing around too.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope you have enjoyed the show as much as we enjoyed creating it for you. Remember, you can donate to the Actors Fund through actorsfund.org/bravehearts at any time, and that any contribution you can make means the world to our industry and the people in it. And as we leave you, please know that wherever you are, whoever you are with, whatever you are doing during this time, all of us at BraveHearts for Broadway wish you the happiest of holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone.
To all of you this holiday season, I wish you well. Stay strong,
Stay safe and keep those lights burning.
Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa.
Raise a glass.
Happy holidays for all of you.
And a most wonderful celebration of the new year.
Tick-tick-tock, the clock doesn't stop. The seasons will change and temperatures swap. Far and wide, we're turning the tide, 'cause everyone needs some love on their side. The world's ready for dancing in this season, made for joy and cheer. And wherever you are, I hope you'll dance along with us this year. And so this holiday, let us celebrate how we come together to make it through. We are strong when we are one, so you can celebrate me, I will celebrate you. Celebration, 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 celebration. If we make each step that we take, a move towards a bond.